G'day everybody, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Hope you guys are doing well. Apologies again for the voice, I am still unwell unfortunately, but hey, the show must go on. In the previous episode I did say that we're going to move on and try to sort of brute force our way through to the Foundry to try and deal with the Steelwatch. But I then had a bit of an idea of trying to stealth our way through the Baldur's Mouth Gazette, and to do that I sort of wanted to use some of our consumables. We've got scrolls of invisibility, and I think we do also have some potions of invisibility as well. In fact, I have grabbed some of our potions. I do have all of our potion ingredients here as well. I was just seeing whether or not I could make any more. But I should have some invisibility potions and scrolls that we should be able to use. So I am actually going to do that. I'm just not entirely sure if I want to do it with Blue or with Astarion. And I'm actually leaning on using Astarion because he's got better armor for it, and also he's got, you know, just the same amount of proficiency with Sleight of Hand, so if we do need to lockpick stuff, we should still be able to do that, right? So, yeah, we are still going to attempt this one more time, and we'll see how far we can get. Hopefully it won't take the entire episode, but we'll see how we go. First things first, though, is let's just put some stuff away, because I don't want to have to carry all of this stuff with me. Just make sure that we have the space to pick up more stuff, obviously. Let's throw that in there. All of this in there as well. And yeah, let's grab Astarion. Now what I might do with Astarion is I might actually give him the Smuggler's Ring. That way he'll get a little bit more stealth and a little bit more Sleight of Hand. And we get, you know, the 2 die rolls. So, you know, we can essentially get to all of the things that we need to get. And I'll get him to replace Jaheira. And we do need Gale in the party as well.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, nothing would give me greater pleasure. Wonderful.
Okay, so now that we're ready, we should be able to go out there to, I guess, fly our way back up to the, well, the top of the building once more, and get to the same position that we were in before. Before I leave, actually, I might level Astarion, because we haven't done that. And I think maybe there's a couple of levels that we need for Astarion. Anything that we want to replace here. What can you replace it with? That's the other thing. If we had like something like Grant Flight, that might have been decent. I don't know. Something like Knock seems pretty good for someone like Astarion, although perhaps Cloud of Daggers isn't too bad. Magic Weapon. Magic Weapon doesn't seem like a bad idea as well. Or Hold Person. Get all those crits off. Let's choose Hold Person. And we do need to replace something else, and I've never used Crown of Madness, so... Oh, he's got the invisibility spell on him. That might actually be better for us, to just simply use the invisibility spell and use some of his spell slots instead. Cantrip. Would he be any good with Booming Blade? I don't really know. But I like Booming Blade on Will, so... apparently I've been not understanding Toll the Dead very well. So, ring the bell of impending doom. If the target is at full health, you deal 2 to 16 necrotic damage instead. I feel like I'm understanding that pretty alright. So, basically you do 2 to 12. But if the target is full health, we could do an additional 2 to 16. That's the way I'm reading that. So again, you can correct me if I'm reading that wrong. Let's try Toll the Dead. Purely because I don't really know if Booming Blade is the answer for Astarion. So more level 2 spells here. Mirror Image, I think, seems like a decent answer, just purely because it doesn't require concentration. And a feat. Yeah, maybe we go with an ability improvement, so bring his dex up to 20. Seems alright. If we really need to, we can always respec him. I keep saying that. I really don't know what might be good here. Let's just do Disguise Self, just as a utility spell. Alright, I think we're ready to go. So at this point, guys, I might actually cut out the footage so that you guys don't have to sort of see me go through the entire flight process to try and get myself in the right spot where we were at before. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we are in position. Hopefully we can try and get in here and do what we need to do. I mean, I don't even know what we're sort of sneaking in for exactly. I'm just hoping that there's a way for us to maybe destroy their printing machines or whatever it is, so that we can prevent the Gazette from being released. So that's the plan anyway. Let's lower this, and I think I should be able to get at least halfway in, hopefully, before being discovered. Yeah, there's a little spot over there, so I'm just hoping that that's where we can get to before needing to use invisibility. Also, I have a smuggler's ring on, so that's what blue normally has. So hopefully we can actually make use of that. Let's see, anything else we need to consider at this point? Probably not, except for maybe doing a quick save. Right, let's do it.
Stepping softly.
Okay, from here, let's do invisibility.
Let's prowl.
Probably don't need to worry about being crouched.
On tippy toes. With pleasure.
Okay, let's do this. Oh, why don't we have the 2 rolls? Perhaps maybe I'm thinking of a different piece of equipment. Okay, so we're no longer hidden or we're no longer invisible, but we should be okay back here. Yeah, okay, good. Let's just close the door. Goodness me. My butt is clenching right now. So, I just want to have a look at everything here. We could probably steal some of the stuff considering how difficult it has been to try and get through here. I'm just hoping that there's some decent things to be had. Lower City and Upper City. A guidebook written to assist newcomers in grasping the separation of the upper and lower parts of the city of Baldur's Gate. It describes the upper section as the home of the Patriarchs, who are city's nobility caste. It is well patrolled, and its immense wealth shows itself through wide, well-lit streets, shining proudly on buildings of elaborate and elegant decoration. By contrast, the lower section of the city is a tangle of narrow streets, compact buildings patrolled not by many guards, but a cornucopia of merchants, craftspeople, chancers, dancers, fools, fabulous vagabonds, cut purses, young men and women of negotiable affection, barkeeps, beggars, knights, and knaves. Corsairs of Luskan. This cultural analysis spends a good number of pages on Luskan. Tucked like a gold filling, or some would say a pus-filled abscess, at the mouth of the river Mirror, Luskan is a city of merchant princesses, swarthy bandit princes, and the most diverse cutthroat and fractured cabal of pirates on Toril. Torn into factions, these piratical groups are known as ships. Here, the book details each faction with a frankly dizzying attention to detail. The one point of interest is that the ship Kurth faction are in fact controlled by a secret mercenary company of drow. Alright, I get the feeling we may have read that last one. Okay, bit of gold. We'll take it. Gondian Research Report. Here you pass your eyes over a Gondian report concerning the Shadow Curse. Landmarks are sketched quite expertly with special attention paid to areas where the curse hangs thickest. Of interest, the report ends with a recommendation of someone called the High Artificer. The recommendation reads thusly: "It is a geography unsalvageable, High Artificer. The curse's ambiguity makes it inscrutable as well as deadly. It is the shared belief amongst our party that this area be designated as imperative to avoid on Gondian maps, and for all further expeditions to be summarily halted, discontinued, and not considered or reconsidered thereafter." Man, I thought we would be able to... Oh, no, we can. Yes, there is this chest right below it. We'll take everything. This is my reward for painstakingly trying to figure out how to get here. Oh, look at that. There is something going on up this way. Right. Would you just, like, jump through? Maybe. I mean, we've got eyes everywhere here though, but that would have been way easier than flying up top and then trying to sneak our way through. Plus, maybe we wouldn't have needed Invis Potion or Invis Spell. I mean, look, we're only using spell slots for Astarion, but just thinking about it, this is a level 2 spell slot, which means that he'll only be able to do this one more time to try and get out, which might be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, there's this as well. I wonder if there's a way we can jump up there. I could perhaps use Misty Step initially.
Cash's interview didn't touch on how the Watchers talk.
Yeah, okay. I did not consider windows at all. Apologies for the camera angle there. But I think camera angles are actually a little bit difficult to work with when you're indoors in this game. Alright, let's try this. Oh, we need a 20. Oh, okay. It's good. Ink spattered key. Oh, I bet you that's going to let us get through here. Possibly. Let me just figure out... Yeah, okay, sorry, it's the Gloves of Thievery that I actually want. So... And goodness me, thank you for magical inventory, but I should be able to just switch things up where I need to. And considering the amount of times we're going to be able to use invisibility, maybe I should actually keep the potions handy for Astarion just in case, you know? Reminder to fire Malik. Note to self, really fire Malik this time. He's so far beyond unhinged, it's not even funny anymore. Malik. Okay. Oh yeah, this guy's Malik. He didn't seem unhinged to us, he's just telling us to go away because he's got like some kind of a scoop. Doesn't want us stealing his scoop. My good friend Etvard. My good friend Etvard, I've noticed the quality of your work has been slipping of late, despite the new equipment I've provided. Etvard, I'm sending along material for urgent publication about some dangerous adventurers who have been allowed into the city. Attend to it. And let's not hear any more about my interfering with your editorial voice, because that voice now belongs to me. In the city's best interests, of course. G. Yeah. Okay. Can we take this? And use that as evidence that the Baldur's Mouth Gazette is being bought. Anyway, so that's only one section. There's still this over here, so we do need to try and get there. Let's try our best. Just gonna do a quick save here, and just looking around to see if there's anything worth checking before we leave. Approachable East Volume 5. Let it be known that Sembia should be avoided at all costs. It is clearly home to an industrious sort of fellow, the sort who is quick to dismiss the country's history as a Netherese vassal state, but will steal your notes from the Dale lands and sell you pirates all the same. Thankfully, these pirates were set upon by another group of buccaneers who were more than happy to take a scribe on board. I was excited to document the voyage, as we are headed to Thesk, the gateway to the east, where the road leads straight to Rashomon. Alas, I have spent almost all my time forging ship manifests. Okay, I've definitely seen that one. Righto, so let's go invis again.
Let's see.
And let's go for this. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. 34. Very nice. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, we can't portal our way out of here, so that might become a bit of a problem. Although, I suppose if we're hiding and we just go through the door, we may be able to simply portal out of there, provided that we succeed the stealth check. News Hawker Float. Use this to collect the News Hawker sales at the end of the day and to give them change for tomorrow. Do not give Luan another float. If he keeps misplacing it, he'll have to give change out of his own pocket. Etvad Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Another edition here of the Gazette. Steel Watchers greet our new protectors. Sanitation strike by sewer kobolds. Public park, public disgrace. Elf song at tavern changes its tune. Another gaffe from buffoon Duke Dillard Porter. Refugees from Eastern Unrest arrive in Rivington. Are vampires real? Patriarch says no. Apologies guys, if you see me pausing quite a bit before reading stuff or doing certain things, probably trying to clear my throat or having a coughing fit or whatever. So, yeah, just bear with me. Oh man, I think there might be Steel Watchers about. Yeah, okay. This is a problem. How are we gonna get through this area? Okay, I think there is a chance we can do this, and we might be able to even do it without using more invis. Because I am saving that for when we truly, truly need it. Let's do a quick save here.
Stay low.
Oh, there is a elevator. Interesting. I don't know if I want to flip the switch right now, because perhaps maybe we might check it out later. And I'm sort of more curious to see all of the stuff here. I do want to read all of this, but now's probably not the time. Unless, can we take that? We can. So it might not be a bad idea to just take the books that we want to read. And I think it turns around that way if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. That's good.
What have we here?
Oh, that is very, very slow. No. No. Yeah, we're not gonna survive, so I'm gonna, you know, load. Because, there is no way. But I'm really glad that we have managed to get this far though, so it's not all impossible. I just don't know if there's anything we can do about the Gazette or not. Because if at the end of all of this, we discover that we can't even, you know, prevent the Gazette from going out, I'd be very, very upset. But hey, I mean, maybe it's not even a thing. Let's go. So let's have a read of that. Wealth speaks with a loud voice in a city founded and made prosperous by trade. Baldur's Gate has always been governed by its parliament of peers, consisting of the heads of the richest patriarch families, with executive rulership by a councillor of 4. The 4 most powerful dukes, one of whom is designated Grand Duke. That tradition has held for many centuries, with the occasional interruption in times of crisis. And a crisis is where we find ourselves again, which accounts for the recent change in the city's administration. Last year, the Council of 4 was Duke Bellin Stelmane, Duke Dillard Porter, and Duke Thalamra Vanthamper. There you go, the Vanthamper name. Chaired by Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard. After the death of Duke Vanthamper, and the worrying disappearance of Grand Duke Ravengard during the fall of Eltruel, the question of who would make up the Council of 4 going forward was postponed pending the return or confirmed loss of Ravengard. Into this power vacuum rose a brash new contender, Lord Enver Gortash, who promised that his leadership would see the city through its series of crises. When Ravengard finally returned and actually endorsed Gortash for that leadership role, Baldur's Gate gratefully turned to its new Archduke to bring its citizens back to safe harbor. Oh no, okay. So I really need to stay in stealth. I thought I could, you know, not worry about stealth as long as the enemies are a distance away. So my bad, my bad. Maybe I got a little bit greedy there. Maybe I just need to pick up like one thing at a time.
Silent as the grave.
Let's have a look at this. Local Chultans. Baldurian tourists are weak and loud. Sea goddess foamingly angry, says damp priestess. We all make mistakes. Interview with disgraced Vanthamper heir. Predacious pilferings crease the brows of local law. Elfsong Tavern under rat invasion. Yeah, we saw that firsthand. Alright. Just gonna take a look at the row of books. There was a book that I think we have not read, so we should actually check that out.
Yes, please.
Oh man. That was so unnecessary. Why did Astarion move that way? Yeah, there's all sorts of other stuff here as well. Queen of Kingpins. Seems the Flaming Fist Mercenary Company has compiled a great deal of information on Nine Fingers and her crew, known as the Guild. Some heavy named Tuskront guarding some entrance the Fist are intrigued by. In fact, a very detailed account of the Guild's muscle, and you note a tide of derision from the Fist. Evidently, they don't find Tuskront and criminals like him too bright. Not the sharpest scalpel in the surgeon kit, but Nine Fingers of her they write in sullen, fearful tones. So one thing that I'm not entirely sure of is whether or not I'm going to be able to grab like some of this stuff. that are sort of just in the middle. I suppose maybe there's a chance. Local, oh, okay, we've seen that one. So if I can position myself ready to just do what we need to do. Reading like an extremely brave or suicidal act of journalism, this scathing takedown of the Baldurian upper crust decries each house, from the Caldwells who jealously hoard patronage of the city's art museums, to the Erlentrees whose merchant fleets float swift and immense across the rippling waters, to the Ravenshades who control the production of ink, dye, jewelry, and gemstones. The list goes on, with bile seemingly to underline each insult, each description of the wealthy households reveling as their good fortunes turn. City life is a duck pond, the text seems to imply. Scum rises to the top. Yeah, like these ones, I really don't know if we'll be able to get those, because we'll be in full view. I think this is probably a good time for us to check on this room, and perhaps maybe from the safety of that room we might have the opportunity. I don't know, it's a little far. Just looking on this side to see if there's anything worthwhile. Probably not. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. What the hell? Okay. I need a little bit of time to try and get in there. So I don't think they're all synced, right? Like, I should be able to have a small window to try and get in there. Nope. Okay, sorry. My bad. My bad. Damn it.
Gently.
Oh boy. Right. Waiting for the right timing there was really, really difficult. I don't know if I should have closed the doors, to be honest, because now I don't really know the position of any of these steel watchers. Okay, we'll come back to that problem a little bit later. Let's just have a look around. Another gazette here. Flaming Fist in massive recruiting drive. No comment from Hall of Wonders on Automaton. Does Duke Stelmane have a wasting disease? Secret project. Construction at Gondian Foundry. Absolutist cult threatens eastern trade routes. Ritual murders on the rise. I think we did actually read this one. Bloombridge Sales. Collection records. A note is scrolled on the bottom of an otherwise mundane sales record. Edvard, mate, I don't know what you're lacking... Sorry, what you're lacing those papers with, but they're selling like silk roots at a druid grove. Bloody good stuff. Okay, this must have been when he was not editor or something. Heapside sales. Huh. Okay. Bit of gold. Well, I don't really need that, but I do want all of the gold from all of this, though. That's not really much, is it? I'll take what I can get. Alright, good. Okay, well I suppose this room really is just a little nook for us to hide in and plan our next move. Let's do a quick save here. And I might need to sort of listen to figure out where the steel watchers might be. I think now's the right time to open this. Yeah, okay. Good, so at least now we have a view of what's going on. So another door over here, that's probably the best thing to aim for, at least initially. And then we'll try to get through here, and then back here, wherever that's going to take us. Will I make it? Maybe? Oh, that was close. Oh.
You examine what appears to be a test print of tomorrow's broadsheet. Numerous corrections are marked in red ink. You notice one of these corrections scrawled in the margins. Whoever's tampering with the printer, stop it. You're wasting my time. The content of the broadsheet is troubling. You feature heavily in the central article, lambasted as a danger to the city.
Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Absolutist infiltrators threaten safety of Gorlash. Seditious strangers seek to steal and plunder. Cleansed of the shadow curse or carriers. Clean up these bloody mistakes and then get this on the press immediately. Edvard. Maybe the printers are back here. Hopefully they are, because we are not having any of this. Or is it here? Maybe. I just don't want to get caught, obviously. But I do want to leave the door open. Cutest cat you've ever seen. What is that? This article about the humdrum of Baldur's Gate doesn't talk about your arrival in the city. Huh? Okay. I suppose this is the, I don't know what you really call it in printing, but the mold used to actually do the prints. Eltruel Inferno, city drawn into Avernus. Duke Ravengard on official mission to Eltruel. Scandal strikes Vanthamper family. Legends of old Cholms. Gang war rumored between arms smugglers. Admission rules tighten for Upper City. Where did the fog go? Banished by Umberly? Oh, right. You could have probably tried to destroy this and get through that way. No need. How? How though? I was still out of view. Oh man. Alright guys, I'm back in position. There's one more thing that we haven't read, this Embrace Modernity. So let's have a read of that. Printing Division. The dry run of the new Enchanto automated printing press was a complete success, and we'll be switching immediately to broadsheet production on that shiny new device. And none of your bitching about how it might be possessed by a spirit, because of course it's possessed by a spirit. Deal with it. We not only print the news, we are the news. Edvard Needle, Editor-in-Chief. Okay, so I suppose our next goal is really to get to this door here. I think we should be able to do that, provided we get all of our timings right. Oh my god, alright, can't believe we managed to get through. Alright, so I thought we would have had to reload there. More books, some of which counts as stealing apparently. I don't know if we really want to take a look at these books. An Archduke's Leadership Verification. That looks interesting. I'd be curious to have a read of that. Let's do a quick save here, just in case we get caught. But yeah, this seems to be maybe the room that they're making all those posters in. Regarding portrait production. An unsent letter from Edvard Needle addressed to Lord Enver Gortash. Far be it, my lord, for me to question a decree from you, but I worry you haven't the full picture in mind. If we were to stop all production of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette, for even a 10-day, our reach and audience impact would take a debilitating blow. Yes, I understand the portrait you've ordered we print is a Fevris original. Yes, I understand what it'll do for your image before council next meets to discuss succession plans, but please take a moment to consider what you're asking from me. Yours faithfully, Edvard Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. A public danger. Take a look at that one. So, this article's weaselly words weave a terrible tale about you, potentially reputation shattering if put to print. Official print job. Printing office, Baldur's Mouth. You are about to find out why we got you that fancy enchanted automatic printing press. This letter constitutes a mandatory printing order for 5 bundles of the official Gortash Archducal coronation portrait poster. This order is to be delivered as immediately as possible. Keep that press running all night. We'll make sure the neighbors don't complain, and watch your quality control. We don't want Lord Gortash's face smeared or pumpkin-colored. Ulova, aide to the Archduke Designate. Okay, nothing of importance in here, and nothing that we can't, like, sabotage or anything like that.
A quick rummage.
Okay, well, let's get ready for... Oh, actually, no. We do want to steal this book first, though, right? Okay. Bit tricky here with the timing. Could go when he's facing this way, and then come back. That doesn't seem like a bad idea because he takes his time to sort of circle around. Or I could do that and come back, but this guy's going to be a problem. Yeah, I think now's our chance.
A little souvenir.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, that was close. Alright, so let's have a read of this. An Archduke's Leadership Verification, a pamphlet by the Gortash for Archduke Voluntary Campaign. As Archduke, Lord Gortash's top priority will be verification to ensure that all those receiving the benefits of citizenship in Baldur's Gate are actually entitled to them. No policy can be more important. So let's just take a look at the movement pattern when they turn around. Yeah, okay, so I could tuck myself in this corner here, or I could make a dash for it right now, actually. So that's also a decent idea. And this is just going to take us to maybe a new area completely.
Something over there.
Stop saying anything, Astarion. Yes, okay, so... Now the big question is there anyone here that we might need to fight? I'm surprised that they're not guarding this thing. Alright, let's do a quick save here as well. Took us a bloody minute to get here. It's not funny. I don't care who keeps messing with the printer and adding mistakes to our edition. I'll dock all of your pay if it doesn't cease immediately. Edvard Needle, Editor-in-Chief, Baldur's Mouth Gazette. I guess no one respects him. Gondian Research Report. I think that's the same thing that we read. Yeah. Wolves in sheep's clothing. This article's weaselly words weave a terrible tale about you. Yeah. So... I think... a lot of them would actually say the same thing. This one's slightly different. An Archduke's Leadership. Protection. An Archduke's Leadership. Protection. A pamphlet by the Gortash for Archduke Voluntary Campaign. As Archduke, Lord Gortash's top priority will be protection. The physical defense of Baldur's Gate and its citizens. No policy can be more important. I thought they said the other policy was the most important. Sudden earthquakes shaking our homes. Increase in missing persons alarms families. Does the counting house sink deeper with each new gold coin? Could your spouse be a secret cultist? Elfsong Tavern kicks off new competition. Join the laugh riot now. I think we've maybe read this one. Yeah, we've seen that. Traveler's Guide to the Sword Coast, the Risen Road. I think we've read that, so let's leave that. Gondian Auto Printer Manual. Using your auto printer is a two-step process. Step 1. Loading your headline article. Printing is as easy as opening a hatch and placing your desired article in the machine. Once the auto printer is loaded, it will animate and begin pumping out copies until either the ink reservoir or paper hopper is empty. Step 2. Endless profit. Now your exceptional journalism will be ready for delivery to your vast readership. You'll need it with the amount of broadsheets this thing will print. Curse breakers or curse makers? I think that might be another mold. Notice of termination. Dear Miss Foes, while the mouth likes to nurture an atmospheric of open and honest debate within our newsroom, we draw the line at conspiracy, intimidation, and libelous behavior. You have become and are fostering a toxic, unjournalistic presence in the workplace, and while it brings me no joy, you've left us no choice. I do not accept your resignation. You are fired without pay effective immediately, and further harassment of myself or our staff or any of our generous benefactors will force my hand in pursuing criminal action. All the best. Edward Needle. I wonder if we can meet that person. The Duke's Mouth? An article marked for the editor's desk that looks like it never went to print. There's a sickness in our city, dear reader. It nibbles on the council's ear in private audience chambers. It clangs around our streets in steel automatons. And it whispers sweet nothings from the pages of this very broadsheet. The fetid presence of Lord Enver Gortash is rotting our city in its very core, and this reporter is personally ashamed to work for a publication, no, propaganda vehicle, that allows the infection to spread. There is so much to this story, dear reader, so very much, and I'm excited to share it with you. Yes, you, Edvard. Consider this my notice of resignation. Holly Foes, investigative journalist, newly freelance. Yeah. Maybe we get to meet this Holly Foes. Secret Societies of the Sword Coast exposed? I know we read something of that nature. Yeah, okay, I think it's the same thing. I thought this might have been like a different edition with the word exposed at the end, but maybe I just forgot that that was there. Man. I didn't need to desperately try to get those books. We have all of those books here anyway. What abides below? Plamondon tells us that Grey Harbour was a small coastal village before Balduran returned with his sea treasure and founded a great city here. But the vast subterranean ruins beneath our modern city's sewer system tell a very different story. There was a city on the bight of the lower Chionthar ages before Baldur built his sea tower. A metropolis of grand boulevards and granite towers opened to the sky before the unknown cataclysm that split them to their very foundations and then swallowed them into the bedrock. Who were these forgotten people who lived in the age before Baldur? Perhaps more importantly, who or what still lives in the ruins of that tumble-down port town below? What things, creatures, or creations lurk deep beneath our streets? And do they have designs on what we like to think of as our world on the surface above? I mean, yeah. On that note, there's still the sewer system to explore. There's, I'm sure, plenty more. Baldur's Gate and the Dialectics of Plunder. An excerpt on page 37 is circled in red. There can be no doubt that the patriarch families of the upper city affect such an air of reserve and respectability because they are all too aware that their fortunes are founded on bloodshed, pillage, and exploitation. No one speaks now of Jeremiah Elton, who found the Flaming Fist as a ruthless mercenary company that slaughtered and burned for pay along the entire length of the Sword Coast. No one mentions Baron Ilza Bormel and the blood-spattered ingots shipped north from her slave labor mines in the mountains of Anne. The schoolbooks don't mention Bogo Sashenstar's Bone Flotilla that plundered Astor Cove and abducted the port's entire population. Jeez. Very grim. The Spell Plague. Have we read this? Can't remember. Yeah, I think we did read this one. Note to self. My dearest Etvard, our new gift from the venerable Lord Gortash has already outstripped any production records the manual printer set. They are clever little bastards, those Gondians. Shame their foundry's such an eyesore. No, we're fully on board with the Gondians, and their fantastic steel watch. That's the new line. In fact, the foundry could be argued to even ascent Grey Harbor. I think I feel a travel feature coming on. All my love, Edvard Needle, Editor-in-Chief. Alright, well, the only thing that's left, really, is the machine itself. I assume we're going to either destroy it or make it print something else, maybe? Do we even have, you know, a decent thing to use? I mean, cutest cat you've ever seen, maybe? This article about the humdrum of Baldur's Gate doesn't talk about your arrival in the city. Yeah, so that could be the perfect one. Alright, let's see what happens, but I will actually just save.
As you get closer to the printworks, something odd happens. You hear it speak.
Gormless! Not one step further. You are interrupting art.
Art? Oh no! Are you a talking printer? What art would that be?
My art! I'm an artiste. Name's Jellywig. This is my paintbrush. I make sure everything that's in those big, ugly article blocks becomes fine printed artistry. I'm a master pensman, I am. Now scram it! One mistake and the reputation of Baldur's Mouth Gazette crumbles to dust.
I'm actually a great admirer of your work. May I see? Please, please. Thank you. Thank you, game. Thank you.
Someone who appreciates the art of words. And a celebrity to boot. You'll enjoy this. As it happens, the next edition has an article about you. It's a mean one, too. Real nasty. Etzard must really have it out for you. Hard luck. Will require a delicate touch to spruce up. I think I'll need my number 7 pen. Real sharp.
Maybe you could do me a favor and stop the presses? Change the article?
I'm afraid I can't help you. I've got a good thing going here. Letting you swap out a whole article might get Etvard suspicious. I wouldn't take it too personal. Etvard gets his lines from up top, then gets all worked up over it. Although, it not being personal doesn't change how shafted you'll be.
Wouldn't changing the article be delightfully naughty? Oh. Yeah, this is going to be tough. I'm willing to save scum with this, I think, because it took us that long to try and get here. Oh, don't need to.
A meddler after my own heart. Wonderful. Right, let's get this article nice and loose. There. Now, you'll need to find a replacement piece, of course. Make sure it's a good one.
I wonder if we've found all of the pieces that can be inserted into the printer. Because, you know, it'd be nice if we could maybe print something that's, you know, going to shed some light about Gortash, or perhaps maybe criticize Gortash a little bit more. I'll ask him where I can find more. I mean, we have been finding a lot of them.
Listen, mate, I'm already doing you a favor. I'm sure you can figure it out yourself. As the old saying goes, ours is not to wonder why. Ours is but to print or die. Or something like that.
Okay, we're inspired. Very good. Yeah, I don't know if we've found all of them. I think we may have, to be honest. Yeah, let's not worry. I'm just wondering whether or not maybe there's a secret room or something hidden away here. But we didn't get any checks, so I'm thinking we just put in the cat one. Yeah. This is all about our reputation, so I will do the cutest cat you've ever seen. And just to make sure that we're not, you know, accidentally putting in the wrong one, I'll just throw all of those to camp. Let's do it.
Oh, you've returned. Ready to sow some discord?
Absolutely.
How delightful.
That's what the people need to know.
There we go. Alright. So, we swapped out the negative headline with a different one we found in the Baldur's Mouth building. Tomorrow's paper should no longer damage our reputation. Nice. So, we should be able to long rest without too much of an issue now and worrying about what's going to happen the next day and whether or not that's going to limit our interactions. Let's interact with the printing press again.
Paper's printing right now, pal. Should be on the streets tomorrow.
Okay, cool. That's it. The biggest problem now is getting ourselves out of here.
Neither seen nor heard.
Okay, you know what, guys? This episode's probably gone on for quite a while already, so I'm gonna take a break here, and when we go into the next episode, I think I'll just start with sneaking our way back out, and then getting Astarion to safety, hopefully, and seeing what we can get up to after that. Hope you enjoyed this one. Chuck us that like down below if you did. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.